What's up guys, Nolan here, and today we're going over everything rogues. For those who don't know, the rogues are the specific type of mobs that hold the water treatment plant on the new Lighthouse location. They look and sound just like raiders, but they're actually much different. They're different for a few different reasons, but they do consider themselves closely aligned with the actual USEC company. So anyone who has chosen USEC as your PMC, you will not be shot on sight. However, if you try to enter one of their buildings or get too close to them, they will warn you. Generally, the warning is a voice line and a hand gesture, but some people say they do warning shots as well. In general, this is very difficult to see or comprehend, so it's best that you just keep your distance, and if you're going to try to kill them up close, you better hope the gunners are not still up there. Once you shoot even at or kill one of them, you will be shot on sight like bears. Same goes for scavs. For some reason, they do treat scavs similar to USECs. Then of course, if you are bear, you are shot on sight, and sometimes from really far away. If you're a bear and you're angry about always being shot on sight and or confused at why BSG would do something like this, don't worry, there's more to come. Like the Russian GRU, for example. The GRU are going to be Russian special forces that will roam the streets location doing the exact same thing the rogues do, except they're going to be mobile. And these are just a couple examples how your reputation and who you align with is going to affect how you're able to play the game. Once you're shoot on sight to them, it's pretty much game over unless you have some very solid cover. These are easily the deadliest mobs that you can face in the game at any time of day. Obviously the cultists own the night, but these guys kind of do as well. Anything they do in the day is the same at night. I spent about 14 hours specifically testing their weaknesses to find what makes them tick, and this is everything that I've found. This, generally speaking, is the water treatment plant from above. There's 3 large buildings and a checkpoint that you want to keep in mind at all times. These are the most dangerous positions. Going clockwise, we have the northernmost building with 3 mounted weapons on the roof, one of which is a grenade launcher pointing into the plant. The other 2 are machine guns pointing southeast and north. There's also usually a group of 4 rogues walking around on the ground and then also inside of that building. The eastern building usually has a group of 2 or 3 rogues roaming around on the ground and through the building. Then on the roof, you have a machine gun facing east and 1 rogue roaming around on foot on the roof. There's a silo that was turned into a helicopter pad, and that's where you'll find the other group of rogues. Usually 3 will circle the helicopter pad. In the southwest corner, there is a checkpoint with multiple guns pointing south. These are the only mounted weapons I have ever seen actually empty, but it's only sometimes. Then last but not least, there's the west building with 2 mounted guns and the last group roaming between the building and the checkpoint to the south. The mounted guns are pointing north and south. Unfortunately, you cannot get onto the roofs of these buildings, so if you want to farm these rogues, you will be looting the ones on the ground. Problem is, the ones on the guns make it nearly impossible to loot safely, so you sort of need to kill all of the rogues in order to just easily loot. Luckily, there is this mountainside to the east of the plant. Once I got my hands on some good ammunition, I have gotten close to clearing them all solo, but I never even got to loot any of them. Just by stalking them around, I could see that they had very good loot, so I checked the wiki, and luckily the wiki did have a bunch of details on what they are actually packing. You'll find level 4 and 5 armor, as well as top tier guns and attachments on these guys. So that's the setup, and it's generally the same every single raid, especially with the specific mounted weapons. My advice is to try and get up onto this mountainside and stay on these rocks so that you don't step on mines, as there actually are a lot around this area. I haven't run into any of the rogues in this corner of the plant, but you will have to watch out for the mounted guns on the north building as well as the helicopter group for sure. Then hopefully as a group of 2 or more, try to take out the group around the helicopter. Then from there, get the 1 mounted weapon facing your direction from the northern building. You should be able to get the other 2 on that building as well. Just be careful of the roof in front of you. Then get the mounted gun and roaming guy on the closest eastern roof. Again, you do want to be careful of the guys that are down on the ground. They might spot you from here. What you don't need to worry about after this point are other guns being able to see you. There's nothing else that can see you. During this whole time, you might get some trouble from either of the groups around the 2 closest buildings, and you should be able to devise a plan to take those guys out from a distance. Just make sure you don't go down into the plant until you take out the 2 guns on the west roof and the 2 at the checkpoint if they're there. The guys on the guns will dismount and shoot at you if you get close enough, so it's easier to just get them while they're on the guns and they're not moving. This in no way, shape, or form is actually easy. You will need to work for this loot and expect to die more than survive when purposely fighting these guys, because they can pull some insane shots off. I do have reason to believe that they were nerfed a little bit, but they are still very, very dangerous. You cannot fight these guys like literally any other mob in the game, but if you do manage to get them all, they do have some very good loot, especially this early in the wipe. And that's it, guys. Everything I currently have on the newest faction in Escape from Tarkov, the Rogues. If you guys come up with a better idea of how to take these guys out, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, that's going to do it for today. For the latest Tarkov news, check out these playlists here. If you like this video, then you know the drill. Please subscribe. I really appreciate the people who do. If you're looking for people to play with, check out our Discord. It's got a great LFG for new players. Links in the description if you're interested. Otherwise, I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.